Okay, let's dive in. We're going deep today, kind of literally into geothermal HVAC.
Right, digging into the earth for heating and cooling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've been looking through some info specifically from Hartzell's Heat and Air. They're specialists out in Oklahoma.
Seems like they really know their stuff in this area.
Yeah, so our goal here is to sort of cut through the jargon, get the essentials. What is geothermal heating and cooling? How's it different?
What are the big pluses?
Right, the advantages. And importantly, how does a company like Hartzell's actually make this happen for people, for homes, businesses across Oklahoma? We want the quick takeaways.
Well, the core idea is pretty fascinating. It sort of flips the script on how we usually heat and cool.
How so?
Think about your standard AC or furnace. It's battling the outside air, right? Burning fuel when it's freezing, dumping heat into hot air when it's scorching.
Yeah, seems like a lot of effort.
Geothermal just sidesteps that. It uses the ground temperature. Just a few feet down, the earth stays, remarkably steady all year round.
Okay, so stable temperature underground. How does that translate to heating and cooling my house?
Instead of making heat or cool air from scratch, burning fuel, or using tons of electricity, it uses the earth like a big thermal battery.
A battery.
Sort of. It uses the earth's constant temperature. There's a system of pipes, the ground loop, buried underground. A fluid circulates through them.
Okay.
In winter, the earth is warmer than the air, so it warms up the fluid. In summer, the earth is cooler than the air, so it absorbs heat from the fluid, cooling it down.
Ah, I see. And then something inside the house uses that.
Exactly. An indoor unit, a heat pump, takes that energy from the fluid and uses it to heat or cool your home super efficiently. It's more about moving heat than creating it.
Moving heat, transferring it. That sounds way more efficient if the source isn't like fighting extreme weather.
It is massively efficient, and that efficiency, that's where these really standout benefits the sources talk about come in.
Okay, let's hit those advantages. The sources mentioned just dramatic energy efficiency. That's the headline, right?
It's definitely the attention grabber. Geothermal is basically the most efficient way to heat and cool your home, period. The info mentions savings up to 70%.
70%. Wow. How does that work?
It comes down to leverage. For every 1 unit of electricity the system uses to run the pumping compressor, it can pull like 5 units of energy from the earth for heating or cooling.
5 units out for every 1 unit in.
Yep, a 5-to-1 ratio. Compare that to even the best traditional systems. It's just leagues ahead.
That's incredible. And that must have a big environmental impact too, using less electricity.
Huge. Less electricity means a much smaller carbon footprint. You're using clean, renewable energy that's literally sitting under your own yard. Sustainable.
Okay, efficiency, environment.
Yeah.
What about just living with it? My furnace is noisy, the temperature swings.
That's another big plus. Geothermal systems are known for being really quiet. A lot of the work is happening silently underground. The indoor unit is usually quieter than a typical furnace or air handler too.
And the temperature?
Super consistent. Because it's tapping that stable earth temp, you don't get those big hot blasts or cold spots. Just really even, comfortable temps.
That sounds nice. What about the gear itself? Sounds complex. Does it break down all the time?
Actually, it's built for the long haul. This is key for the investment side. The underground part, the loop, it's protected down there. It can easily last 50 years, maybe more.
50 years. Seriously.
Yep. And the indoor heat pump unit, with good maintenance, you're often looking at 20, 25 years. That's way longer than most traditional HVAC equipment lasts.
So higher upfront cost maybe, but it lasts a lot longer. Durability, what else? Air quality?
The sources mention that too. Better humidity control is often a feature, and they integrate well with high-end air filtration systems. So yeah, potentially better indoor air.
Okay, savings, green, quiet, comfort, lasts forever. Good air. Sounds like a win all around. Does it actually increase home value?
Definitely seen as a major upgrade. It adds real value to the property. Plus, those energy savings year after year, that's a tangible return on your investment.
And I think the sources mentioned something about costs, like help with the initial price tag.
Right. Potential tax credits, rebates, federal, state, local maybe. A company like Hartzell's, who specializes in this, would be the one to help you figure out what's available. They'd know the current incentives.
Okay, so the tech is impressive. Let's talk about Hartzell specifically then. Based on the info we saw, they're the ones actually doing this work in Oklahoma.
Exactly. They're positioned as the specialists. The sources make a point that they travel the state serving OKC, Kingfisher County, central Oklahoma, so not just local to one town.
Right, covering a big area. And what do they actually do?
The whole package, basically. They design the systems, they install them, and then they service them long term.
Design sounds important for something underground.
Oh, it's crucial. And it's custom. They don't just guess. Hartzell's does thorough site checks looking at your soil, figuring out exactly how much heating and cooling your specific house needs. That's the heat load calculation.
So they measure your house's needs precisely.
Yeah, insulation, windows, size, all that. Then they engineer the ground loop to match. Is a horizontal loop best, spread out? Or vertical, drilling down? Or maybe use a pond if you have one. They figure out the optimal design for your property.
Makes sense. Custom fit. Then the installation.
Precision work. They talk about being meticulous, careful with the details for the indoor unit, making sure it connects right with your ductwork. That's key for that even temperature spread.
Right, the ducts carry the air.
And the ground loop installation itself needs to be done professionally so it works efficiently right from the start and lasts.
So they handle the digging and the indoor tech side. What about afterwards? Keeping it running.
Service is key. They emphasize their expertise there. Preventative maintenance, which is essential, but also handling complex diagnostics and repairs if needed. They mention having the advanced tools and, importantly, certified techs with specific geothermal training.
Not just general HVAC guys.
Right. Specialized training for this specific technology. They highlight that, plus their history. They've been geothermal specialists since 1990.
Since 1990. Wow, that's real experience in this specific field.
Yeah, quite a track record.
And they work with big brands. The sources mentioned dealerships.
Yes, authorized dealers for top names. Specifically, they are a Climate Master GeoElite dealer and also a water furnace dealer.
Climate Master GeoElite. What does that mean for a homeowner?
It means they're part of a select national group focused on high-efficiency Energy Star systems. They get specific training from Climate Master, offer manufacturer warranties, parts. Basically, it's a mark of expertise and commitment to that brand's standards. They provide the ongoing support, too.
Okay. And water furnace.
Another major player. Described as innovative, eco-friendly, using advanced tech for really efficient climate control, big energy savings, less fossil fuel use. Being dealers for both gives Hartzell's access to, top-tier equipment options for their customers.
So they have the experience, the training, and access to leading equipment brands.
Okay.
Okay. The practical question, then. If I'm in Oklahoma, is geothermal actually right for me?
Well, according to the sources, it's a strong option for a lot of homeowners in their service area, new builds, or replacing old systems. The ideal person probably has enough yard space for the loop, though they did mention options like vertical loops for smaller lots.
So space is a factor, but maybe not a deal breaker.
Right. More importantly, it's for someone who really values long-term savings, wants a more sustainable solution, and prioritizes that quiet, consistent, high-quality comfort geothermal offers.
It's about your priorities, too. Did the sources give any, practical next steps?
Yeah, they make it pretty easy to find out more. They offer free estimates and consultations. That's where you'd really see if it fits your property and get a sense of the real costs and savings.
Free estimate sounds good.
And they mention practical stuff like taking major credit cards, offering Wells Fargo financing options. They back up their work with a 6-month labor warranty and have certifications like Google Guarantee, BBB accreditation, ACCA membership signs of an established business.
Good to know. And how do people actually reach them?
Yep, phone numbers 405-449-5897 and 45375-4822. Website is hartzellsheetair.com. Email is office@hartzellsheetair.com. Address in Kingfisher, 602 S Main St.
Okay.
And the hours were interesting. Standard weekdays, 7 to 6, Saturday, 7 to 3, Sunday closed. But one number list. Harvest time, 24 hours open.
Harvest time, 24 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely Oklahoma specific. Shows they understand their community, maybe.
Seems like it. It points to being responsive, adapting to local needs. Overall, the picture painted is a company that handles the whole geothermal process start to finish with deep expertise.
Right. So we've really dug into geothermal HVAC, pulling out these key points from the Hartzell's heat and air materials.
Yeah, we've covered how it uses the Earth's steady temperature for, amazing efficiency, being kinder to the environment, giving you that quiet, even comfort.
Plus the long lifespan, better air, added home value potentially.
And we looked at Hartzell's role, how they traveled the state, handling the custom design, the careful installation, and the long-term service, all backed by that specialized training and their Climate Master and water furnace dealerships.
It really sounds like a solid path towards big savings, better comfort, and shrinking your environmental footprint, especially with specialists guiding the way.
It does. It presents a very compelling case based on the information.
So here's something to chew on. Maybe the most reliable, powerful energy source you need for your home's comfort is literally right under your feet, just waiting. What could tapping into that potential mean for how we all power our lives at home in the future?